Hi everyone, my name is Alex, and whenever I'm writing music with a flautando or a soltasto string sound, I find that there typically is a big dip at the start of every note. When you're playing your first chord, it sounds great. However, when you're changing chords or changing notes, typically there's kind of a bigger dip that happens, and this has always kind of bothered me. And it's just because it's in the sample. There's naturally the string players are starting slowly, and then they're growing into the note. To show you what I mean by this, here's a little example. There's a big dip there, little dip there, little dip there, and another big dip there. So yeah, that sound versus this sound. They crescendo into the next note. They don't crescendo the start of it. Small dip there. Not much of a dip there. Crescendo. And the note stays strong. They're not re-crescendoing the start of the next note. Crescendoing the start of every note is something that a young orchestra will do, and it just creates more of a phrase of each note or each word as opposed to a sentence. And to change this, what we're going to do is we're going to create multiple copies of the same zone and contact, and then adjust the sample start time based on velocity. It's not as intimidating as it sounds, or as challenging as it sounds, but we do have to get a little bit under the hood of contact. So here's an example. I have the Spitfire symphonic strings. It's an ensemble patch, long flautando, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the wrench icon. And then I'm going to turn on or open up the groups window so I can see all the groups, or essentially folders where these samples live. I'm going to click on the mapping editor where now I can see how these samples are mapped. And also I'm going to open up the wave editor here at the bottom so I can see the waveform of each sample. Now, without getting too in-depth about what's going on here, I can see I have the close mic, long flautando samples living here where it says RR1. The tree mic, long flautando samples here, and likewise the ambient mics are here. These are red currently because these groups are purged. I only have the tree mic activated, so I'm only going to be looking at this specific group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to the mapping editor. I'm going to select all of the zones, and then I'm going to unlock these, or the mapping, by clicking the unlock icon. From there, I'm going to turn down the velocity range to, let's say, something around there. And I'm going to select all of these zones, copy, paste them, just with the normal copy paste, Command C, Command V. Looks like I grabbed one too many, so I'm going to put this guy back. And then I'm going to grab the top of these and bring them to the bottom of these velocities. So these velocities start at 71. So I'm going to bring all of these samples up to 70 for velocity. And now if I were to play a note, you can see the same note here, play a little bit softer. It's the exact same note, but there's two different zones. So one note, one sample, one audio file, two zones. On the second zone, I'm going to just grab the sample start time and just drag it to the right. So you have this much longer attack time, or more of an immediate start time. If I want to get extra fancy, I could even create another row of sample start times that's kind of somewhere in between. So again, just by bringing up the velocity, so making some room, copy, paste the samples, drag them up, make sure the mapping is still good, drag you down. And so now these top samples, these zones start at 94. So I'm going to make the top of these at 93. The bottom ones end at 48. So these should start at 49. Excellent. So there's my samples. Now I'm going to take the same note. There's my hard start. Here's maybe my medium start. And there's the long start. So either by playing or by programming it after the fact, this is a way that we can adjust the start time, make it either more immediate or a more gradual start. Sadly, the hard part is the manual process of then going through each note and finding the right sample start time. A little bit earlier. Yeah, something like that sounds good. So once you go through and you do that for all your samples, what you can do is close the wrench icon, and then you can save this as a new NKI file or an instrument file. So here it is. I'm going to save this. I'm going to just call this sample start adjust. I already made a version of this on my computer. So there it is. I'm going to just save the patch. I don't want to save the sample paths or anything like that. So we'll hit save. Okay. And now the next time that you go to load your favorite Flautando patch, you can have it with your start times adjusted, like we see here. So that's all for this video. I hope you found this useful. It's kind of, in the weeds, kind of techy, but that's where the good stuff is. If you like this if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of this kind of content to help you with your own music, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yeah, thanks so much for watching.